So Korakuen Hall was packed.
It was.
Absolutely packed the heck out.
It was big.
Even though there was tsunamis and typhoons and heat waves and everything else.
Yes, Johnny Tsunami and all the good stuff happening. I was crazy.
The people came out to see this show, and just like we did.
They were very much rewarded.
Oh, absolutely.
Like we were. Hopefully they weren't as tired as we were when we watched it.
Well, considering it was like dinner time for them, I imagine they were plenty energized.
I paid for it the entire day.
Yeah. It maybe wasn't our best call, but totally worth it.
I don't think it was the fault of that. I think it was other elements in the world. But yeah, I mean, the good thing is I'm still excited.
Me too. And you are listening right now to Wrestling Is Her, our night 4 of the 5-Star Grand Prix review. I'm your host, Raja. And I'm joined by my insane co-host, John.
Hey.
And we're those type of people that get up at 4:30 in the morning to watch a Stardom show live during the 5-Star Grand Prix on a Thursday.
It's the 5-Star Grand and we go to work.
Yes, then we go to work after.
Directly.
There's no other choice because it's the 5-Star Grand Prix.
Yes.
And it's Stardom, and we love this
and
stuff.
out of this 5-Star Grand Prix, let's bury the lead.
Okay.
We have a superhero in our midst.
Oh, geez. We have perhaps an icon?
I think so.
Question mark?
I think we finally have an icon to put on their icon boots.
I feel like it's been a long time coming since the whole Marigold split and the questioning and everything that went down. It feels like we finally hit that resurgence point.
I don't want to dangerously...
Right? Like ahead of the... Put the cart before the horse.
Because we've not been rewarded much, right, as fans.
Right.
And it's nobody's fault, really. But the thing is, I felt rewarded as a fan.
Me too. It felt nice.
On this particular installment of Stardom, I felt rewarded for the time spent.
Yeah, for this entire year,
yeah,
essentially.
Well, and there you go. If you don't know, you'll find out. If you do know, you already know.
Yes.
We'll get to it. Let's dive right in.
All right, August 15th, Korakuen Hall.
Woo!
5-Star Grand Prix. We had 12 tournament matches.
Yes.
Plus 2 multi-man / tag matches.
When they come up with that, can you imagine sitting in that room and go, how many tournament matches we have? 12. Let's put 2 other matches.
They made some great decisions, though, on how to, like, not overbearingly... They fit this into 3 hours, the main card.
Yeah.
Crazily enough. But we started out with the Zero match, which was a 3-way tag team match featuring Aya Sakura and Sayaka Kurara.
My girls.
Versus Lady C and Hina. Versus Hazuki and Momo Kogo.
One of my girls.
So this was, as you'd expect, a super fun match because it's 3 tag teams in here. Hazuki out here. I think she was a little upset by her backstage comments that she didn't have a tournament match to like shine in during the Korakuen Hall show, but she still got to come out here during the opening match and get the crowd ready.
Hey, she always shines.
But who really stood out in this match and who has been standing out a lot recently was Miss Hina getting the win with her jackhammer, and her and Lady C just have been amazing as a tag team lately.
They've been good, yeah. They really have.
I love to see it.
Not to mention Aya Sakura. And
well, Aya Sakura and Sayaka Kurara always look good.
There's just something special about them.
They're amazing. They're like one of my favorite tag teams / my favorite rookies that are running around right now.
Those gals crush it.
Oh, yes. Yes, they do. Absolutely. But then we got into the main card. And we started off with a Red Stars B match where Tam Nakano took on Azumi. And this was a very important match.
It was.
For Tam Nakano in particular.
Yes.
Because she's not been doing so hot.
Not the hottest.
Turns out she continued that not so doing so hot streak.
Yeah.
Wherein she dropped this match to Azumi in a clean win. Azumi using that freaking Canadian destroyer that looks like it actually destroys people. This one was probably the nastiest of them all.
Hers looks like she's made the Canadian destroyer vicious.
They might as well just rename it the Japanese Destroyer at this point.
Yeah, I think it's like the Canadian Driver at least.
Yeah, she kills people on it.
Yeah.
And then to just go straight into the Izumi Sushi, like, how do you get out of that?
Yeah.
The answer is you don't. You lose, like Tam Nakano did here, which blows my mind because, as we've talked about, I kind of thought that Tam was gonna like start winning and maybe make it to the end and have a redemption arc. That's not happening now.
Well, no, I mean,
it's impossible now with what happened tonight. Like she can't do it. There's no way. She's out, and I feel bad for her.
Wow. I mean, it's a big deal.
It is. It's huge. This is Tam Nakano we're talking about.
It's Wrestler of the Year.
And she now can only get to 6 points with 3 other people in her block already at 6 points, 2 of which have beat her. So
yeah,
she's done. She can't make it.
It's impossible.
It's sad.
It is. It is.
She still has to wrestle 3 matches in the 5-star Grand Prix, knowing that there's no way for her to win.
Yes, but she is Japanese.
That's fair. Totally fair. It's a different mindset.
So she'll give it all she has.
She will.
She'll do her best.
Most interestingly, I guess, after this match, Natsuka Tora made her way out to the ring when Tam was still sitting there
strange.
In her sadness.
Yeah.
And nominated Tam for a red belt match. Just like, this is your last chance and I need to defend this red belt and I'm nominating you, but this is the only time you're going to have to try to beat me for it. So I guess she feels confident now that Tam's been beat down, losing all these matches.
So we know that Tam's going to win
attacked.
that belt.
It feels very much like possibly.
It's like so weird though because
it's like the major underdog story.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you've totally destroyed Tam.
Yeah, completely.
She can't be any of these. All of these women will have instant title shots.
Yeah. She lost to Mayu Utani.
Yeah.
Saya Ida, and then Azumi, which makes sense in the context of this tournament so far.
In the context of title shots, too.
Yeah, and if Tam were to win the red belt, they would all have a claim like, hey, I beat you.
Definitely in line.
It's wild to me. Like, crazy what's happened to
I
Tam.
like it. I mean, I don't... Listen, obviously Tam is still mixed in the mix.
Yeah.
She's still figured in.
Absolutely.
But, because that's part of the story, or it wouldn't be even talked about for Red Belt. I like the arc. I like it to be interesting, and it's definitely interesting.
Absolutely.
Right now.
It's complete. Like, this is 5 stars completely subverted expectations from the moment it started.
It's been very fun because I'll be honest with you, in years past, they've been amazing.
Yeah.
But somewhat predictable, right?
Absolutely. Like, you kind of know. Like, that's how we make our picks. It's like, oh, this person's definitely going to beat this person.
Because it made sense. Like, I would argue that up until a certain extent last year, there was a certain point when it got thrown out the window. But you were able to add these points and look at a board that we had sitting right beside us.
Yeah, and be like, oh, yeah, that's totally going to happen.
Yeah, this person has to beat this person or we won't have this.
Right, yeah.
And it made sense.
It made sense.
And we actually made excuses for that, going, well...
all was right in the world.
Yeah, it makes sense. And that was one of the reasons you love Japanese wrestling. You're like, it all makes sense. But
this still makes sense in its own way.
It's nice to have a little chaos.
It is. Everything's getting mixed up, and I think it's super fun. This match was really good because it's Tam and Azumi.
The match was really good.
It was really good. Right there in the 3.5 star range.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
Like... slightly above what you would consider a really solid average match.
Right.
It's like step above that, and you're there.
It's a really good match.
Next in Blue Stars B, we had Rana Yagami versus Tekla.
And I love this match. Listen,
oh, so good. So good.
I love this just because Rana came out. And Raja has a thing for it better make sense. Like if somebody pees in your Cheerios, you better come back and beat the crap out of them and rub the Cheerios in their face.
Yes.
And so you got your wish on this because Rana came out and Rana'd all over Tekla to start with.
She was so mad, and I can't blame her with everything that's been happening.
And there was actually some very stiff shots.
Yeah.
Tekla answered back with stiff shots.
Rana just came out of the gate ready to go.
She did, man. And
she was here for a vengeance.
I like the fact that her emotions may have got the best of her.
Absolutely. She was way too fired up, way too hot-headed.
Yeah.
And Tekla is a professional and consummately just level-headed, even though she's mean.
Well, she's doing that to get you to do that reaction.
Yeah.
So she's totally prepared. She has set you up for this.
Yes, she completely baited Rana in. Rana's young.
Yeah.
She's going to have that temper, and especially when it comes to the person who trains her and has taken her in and all that. So she's got a vendetta for hate, but it cost her big in this match.
And I think Tekla is an unsung hero. She came back after the debacle of losing Donna Demondo and all this. And she comes out, when coming into Oedatai and just like, look, I am not a side character.
Yeah, no, she's like, here I am. I'm the idol killer. So, I'm going to make a name for myself.
Like it or not, she has come out and proven that. I mean, that when she's coming out, there's going to be some shenanigans, right?
Yeah, absolutely. She's one of the ones that you always know is like going to do something.
But I do like the tough chick thing,
so cool.
She definitely is a tough chick.
Yes, and it didn't take her very long to beat Rana. She used her Poison Spider death drop finish
right.
A few minutes in. It was barely any match at all.
but for a nothing match.
Yeah, the story in it was amazing despite how short it was.
I'd go like 2.5.
Oh yeah, it was definitely great for what it was. After that, we saw a Blue Stars A match where Miyu Amasaki took on Koguma in another very, very, very short match.
Yes.
I believe 29 seconds was the official time.
Yeah,
most of that was bear dancing.
This one was so short that Miyu Amasaki actually smiled after. Like
she was like, "What?"
It was kind of like that. Oh, damn it! Are you kidding me?
It was so funny because she was using the bear dance as a way to bait Kuma in. But then I think she got lost in it a little bit. And then when she tried to trick Kuma, it backfired completely on her because Koguma just threw on the Kuma roll and it's done.
Yeah.
It's over.
It was pretty quick. And I mean, holy crap.
The bear dance was really cute though.
Listen, man, I was so entertained in this one.
We were Kuma-ing all over the place.
I was so entertained that I would give it 3 stars just because we grade them on what they are.
Yes, and for a flash pin finish, this was 3 stars all the way.
This was as good as flash pin finish. It's easy for me to say.
And Koguma gets her first points,
yes,
which she deserves.
There you go.
Next, in Red Stars B, we saw Tomoka Inaba versus Saya Ida.
Oh, big match, Saya.
Some big, heavy hitters here.
Yes.
Which, as you would expect, broke down pretty quickly into Ida throwing chops and Tomoka throwing kicks.
In the world of things being upside down, can we just take a second and tip our 40s to the thing of Saya Ida a year ago?
Oh, man.
A year ago.
It's kind of crazy.
The pin-eating joke of Stars.
Every single match, Saya Ida taking the pin, taking that 3 count. She just could not get her feet in the ring. She's like, I don't know what's happening.
Now Saya Ida is the epitome of a tough out.
Oh my gosh.
She is in incredible, maybe the best shape of any Stardom athlete.
Oh.
Just sheer
strong as heck.
Muscles and
fast.
And instead of just muscles, yes, she's got the speed. We've talked about
really
this
rounded
before.
out her game this year with that little high-speed run. Like, I think she's learned
how do you prepare for her?
Crazy amounts.
I mean, because you're having to prepare for the strikes, the speed, and the wrestling ability.
Yeah, absolutely, which is a lot to handle, especially with Saida coming off that win over Tam Nakano.
She's probably, honest to God, she's like your favorite wrestler that you don't realize is your favorite wrestler.
Right, but you're always excited to see them come out because you know you're going to get like Ishii.
Right.
We compared her last time as calling her the Ishii of Stardom.
Even with Ishii is, very much exciting match, right? You got a good exciting match, but it's all based on the striking and all this, and she has that, but she also has
everything
else.
It's kind of wild, like the amount of change that we've seen and growth in Saida.
So I hope that we get to a point where Saida is a white belt champion.
Oh, she's made to be white belt. Did you hear the crowd during this match?
They love her.
the way they chanted her name, like in unison, it was not even halfway.
This was the match, and I'll let you go over the match, and then I won't bury that.
Well, like I said, it was very much like my chops versus your kicks the entire time, and Ida was really feeding off of the support she got from the crowd. But unfortunately, that was not enough, despite the crowd desperately wanting her to win this match. Tomoka was able to put on that combination of the Michinoku driver and then the one-shot kill Tomoka kick.
Which is brutal.
Just one right after the other.
Yeah.
It's horrible, and there's no getting up from that. So she was able to get the pin on Saya Ida for the 2 points.
And listen, let's give the flowers real quick. Tomoka Inaba.
Oh, man.
What a great get.
She's incredible. We're still hoping that she, defects to Neo Genesis.
Yeah, and it's... Listen, Tomoka, regardless, if I have Tomoka Inaba in Stardom, Stardom is so much better.
Absolutely. And there's something to be said about her and Azumi's tournament so far completely mirroring each other. They both have 2 wins. They both have 2 draws. Neither of them have lost a match yet. And they're right there neck and neck in the same block.
Wow.
Which is just kind of wild to see.
That's interesting. Well, you know what? The last word on Saya Ida is, you were talking about it, and you mentioned it, and you said it great, was the fans, still desperately wanted her to win.
Yes.
We were the same way. And as we were sitting here at about 5:30 in the morning at this point, and we were very let down. Like, it was that...
I was so sad.
I love having that fandom. Mm-hmm. I love having that where we're into it, because Raja and we clap every time that the fans clap. We get into it, man. I mean, we are totally behind it. Love it.
We have a great time.
You got to have fun with it. We have so much fun with it, but we were so into this match, and we were wanting Saya Ida to win so bad.
Oh, I want to see her do so many great things in this tournament.
But we love Tomoka. So it wasn't like we were let down on the winner. It's
no. Tomoka totally deserves it. She's a superstar in her own right.
Just listen, I'm going to call it right now. Saya Ida is going to get... It's kind of like Hollywood wrestling. God, I'm Taz. Kind of like Hollywood wrestling. Because if you have a big blockbuster, and that blockbuster follows certain tropes,
right?
And Hollywood writers and everyone, and the producers, everybody sees, okay, that's what we need to make. You don't get that the next month.
Right.
You have to suffer through everything that they're making right now.
Right.
Because of writers and what, you have to figure it in, right? So,
yeah, absolutely.
But then 6 months down the line, you're probably going to start getting what you wanted. Any kind of good wrestling booking.
Oh, yeah. You see that, as a producer, booker, you see that kind of reaction to someone. You kind of have to capitalize on it or lose it forever.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying, though. It's like, the only thing that ever gets me about some of the really well thought out wrestling booking, it's like, oh, we've come up with this 6 months ahead of time.
Right.
The only problem with that is when it's hot. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't it be great just to strike, just to shift?
Absolutely. You got to have some wiggle room in there to account for fan reaction. I think that's what makes it an amazing show,
especially in a day in, day out tournament type thing. You're going to have organic people.
Yeah, if it wouldn't make that much of a difference to the finals, I would totally have Saya Ida winning two of her last 3 matches.
And we
don't
know. Maybe they've got that in there. Maybe they have that wiggle room in there.
She still has 3 matches, and she could potentially get up to 8 points total in the tournament. So
fingers crossed, people.
Fingers crossed. But this was totally a 4-star match. It was really good.
Yeah, it was a 4-star match.
Absolutely amazing.
It was a 4-star match.
After that, we had our second multi-man match of the evening. Waka Tsukiyama, Xena, and Mei Seira versus Rina, Saya Kamatani, and Natsuka Tora. And this was your expected shenanigans from both sides. You got Waka with her hip attack, Xena throwing chops, Hate doing what Hate will do.
Saya Kamatani looking like a freaking legend.
Oh, she's just, it's like she doesn't even belong in this picture right here.
Saya Kamatani to me is 1985. All Japan Women. She is that kind of villain.
Yeah.
It's almost too cartoony, but I love it.
She looks amazing, and the way she's taken on this new persona and just she's living it.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
There's a new, movie coming out, obviously, with Dump.
Yes.
And I can't wait.
Me either. It's one of my favorite stories.
I just can't wait. And you know what's funny? One of our early episodes, we talked about how the Crush Gals, and that needed to be a movie. And because it was, and
such a good story.
So we're getting it because they're actually on the poster.
Oh, I can't wait.
But this to me is right out of that era.
Yeah.
I love it. It's
me too.
It's a lot of fun. The whole hate thing is I don't quite understand everything that's happening yet, and I still am holding out hope.
It's still on the fence if she's actually Dark Side Saya or if this is just a clever ruse to destroy Natsukatora and hate from the inside. But as she's doing it, we're having a great time watching her. She even got a drop kick on Waka in this match to interrupt the hip attacks, which makes me like her even more.
Yeah, and Waka and May with Xena, that dynamic's a lot of fun.
It is, especially to see like the backstage stuff and the tweets of May like practically being in love with Xena, and Waka's just kind of over like, I don't like this. No. Why are you two getting close?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's Xena.
May Sarah has a thing for getting attached to foreigners, it seems.
Yeah, she's
Mariah's not there anymore for her to stalk, so she needs somebody. But this match ended with a Star Crusher from Saya Kamitani herself for the hate win.
There you go.
Getting back into tournament action, we had a Red Stars A match where Natsupoi took on Ruaka. And this was annoying. I mean, Ruaka just throws everything at the wall when she has the chance. And it's just, it needs to stop.
Yeah, this one was something.
But it's Natsupoi.
Yeah.
She's never deterred.
No.
And she never feels like she's gonna lose in a situation like this. Like, she always keeps a cool head. She's always ready to go.
Yeah, no, she overcomes.
She does. And she did in this match by forcing Ruaka to tap with an armbar.
Yeah, it was,
which is not a typical Poi finish.
No, it's not. And it's what you expect as far as the fair goes in a hate match.
Yes.
But Poi, thankfully, we didn't have to be dejected.
Yeah, no, we didn't have to see Poi lose this
Poi
match.
continued her dominant look.
Oh, yeah. She's just so scary.
Yeah.
She had little braids in this time, but it didn't make her any less scary.
She's an evil, good person.
I think she was just getting ready to like be more aerodynamic so she could beat the crap out of Ruaka even more.
I'm telling you, man, there's nobody on the roster that would terrify me more than Poi.
But nothing real memorable about this match. It was probably...
It was what it was.
Like the 2.5 range.
I would give it that.
Next, in Blue Stars B, we had Hanan versus Saki Kashima. And Saki came out with her pachinko ad, as she has been the entire tournament. But she didn't really do anything with it this time. She kind of just set it down. And then she rolled up Hanan in the Kishikaise, which Hanan kicked out of. And then she rolled her up in it again and got the 3 count in 20 seconds.
In 20 seconds, poor Hanan.
She was like, what?
Hanan crumbled. It was like the bones fell out of her.
This wasn't the same reaction that Miyu had to the Koguma win. This was like she just was a vampire that was subjected to sunlight. She just fell apart.
I felt so bad for her because that dejection was more than a character.
Yeah, she was so sad.
That was why the hell did I have to lose this one,
Yeah, and we knew it was going to happen. It was only a matter of time before Saki Kashima pulled out the flash pin with the Kishikaise.
I mean, it's why we love Saki. And it's why that we have...
It should have been on Risa Sarah or somebody.
Hanan is in that Barry Windham character for me because I love Barry Windham so much when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But he just never seemed to get the flowers.
Right.
So hopefully that doesn't stay that way.
No, I don't think it's...
Hanan is...
I don't think it's going to write anything about Hanan's tournament.
I know she's young. But man, this past year has been so good. And she's had her ups and downs. But as far as her development, she is so amazing. She's just so aggressive.
She's grown in a different way than Saida because she's just now coming into herself like as a wrestler completely.
That's true.
She's finally surpassed that young lion.
So much talent.
Type of
There's
situation.
just so much talent on this roster.
There really is. And as far as flash pins go, I don't think I could rate it as high as the Kuma roll because there was no bear dancing.
No.
It was probably just like a 2-star roll up.
It's definitely a 2-star roll up.
Especially since she didn't get it on the first try. I mean, she had to try twice.
Yeah, come on now. What kind of flash pin is that?
What kind of Kishikai's are we doing here? Next, in Red Stars A, Yuna Mizumori took on Manami.
Man, I love this match.
It was so fun.
It was, even from the very first.
Like, I could see almost the Spider-Man meme. These two.
Yeah, they are totally...
They feel very similar to me.
They feel like a tag team.
Oh, they'd be a great tag team.
They're so cool.
Please get me Yuna and Manami as a tag team.
They each have such an amazing aura.
They do, and they're so fun and like happy to be in there and will give it their all, and it's so much fun.
It's like if you had to pick, like if you're a new girl in the locker room, who's going to be nice to you?
Right. It's one of these two.
Yeah, it's going to be one of these two.
Yeah. It's like, I'll hang out with that
Walk
one.
is going to be nice too, but we're not going to talk to her. But
oh, this was so much fun just with Manami doing her woos and playing to the crowd and Yuna getting her moves in. And they were just going like a million miles an hour from start to finish. But Manami, almost surprisingly,
it was a shock to me,
was able to use her diving splash with the woo to pin Yuna Mizumori and get 2 more points in the tournament.
Yeah, I was honestly shocked here because of the fact I really felt that Yuna would have had this one.
Me too.
It was one of the ones I would have penciled in for her.
Yeah, and this puts Manami at near the top of her block.
Yeah.
And Yuna is now one of only 3 people that still have 0 points.
One thing I like about that too, though, is with us working with other...
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It's like, hey, Sendai girls, they're great because they are, and they're amazing, and they have some great shows coming up this month, like the 18th, where Mika Iwata's taking on Takumi Iroha 101.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. And later this month with Saori facing Dash for the championship. So much good stuff.
I was just watching an old Sendai Girls show from like 2016.
You need to get Wrestle Universe. Watch Sendai Girls.
Yes.
So good. Especially if you love seeing Manami in this tournament.
There you go.
But this match, I think, was definitely like 3.5 stars.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Next, in Blue Stars A, we had Shiri versus Anna Jay in a Welcome to Korakuen Hall match.
Yeah, welcome to Ring of Honor.
Anna Jay just continues to impress me with like how well she meshes with all these girls, even though she's never wrestled them before.
No, absolutely, and
she's amazing.
She's looked very good and
she had
sharp.
some new gear here, ready to go for the big show.
Right,
and she got in here with Shiri and she kept up with her, and there were times there when I was like, holy, is Anna gonna win this match?
Yeah, me
because
too.
Shiri just lost a match, and it would be wild if it wouldn't be surprising per se if Anna Jay won,
right?
But by the end she was tied up in that ground Suzaku, and we know what happens when that happens.
Man. Yeah, it was great. I love the brutality back and forth of this match.
Yeah,
and I love the fact of not really knowing, because of how good the match is, who is going to win. I agree with you.
Yeah, it was very back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Shiri did get the win by submission with the ground Suzaku, and this is a good 3-star
match.
3-star match. Solid match all the way. Next, we had we're heading into the final 4 tournament matches, which are usually like the big boys of the night when we have everyone on the card. Starting in Red Stars A, Micah versus Konami.
I was so happy on this match. We had a lot of fan service here, so
yes, it was yet again another of those sort of frustrating matches because Konami is another one that can't help herself. She did get the spray paint at one point, but she wasn't able to use it, thankfully, because Micah's too smart, too fast, too strong. She can't get it.
Too fast. Too
she used that massive power slam of hers to get one over on Konami, and it looked like Konami might get the win here. She had the armbar on, but Micah was able to reverse it and roll her up for the pin, 1, 2, 3, to give Micah her 3rd win undefeated so far
and
in
then
the
Micah,
tournament.
smiling Micah.
Oh God, she's
runs from Konami through the whole place.
Oh my God, like all the way up in the Korakuen Hall stands, all the way around the entire ring.
For a second.
She did. She was like ducked down.
Yeah.
Konami found her, and she was smiling.
Yeah.
The whole time. I love this Micah so much.
Me too.
Like she's so confident. I think she goes into the ring every match and is just like, I'm not gonna lose this.
Yeah.
Like completely.
It's like we got a
feeling herself.
It's like we got a brand new Mike.
It is. Dropping that red belt might be the best thing that ever happened to her.
Yeah, it's. I love.
She should thank Saya Kamatani.
Absolutely look forward to it. Seeing her wrestle now.
Me too.
And I'm happy about
Every
that.
time she comes out, I'm like, yes, time for the Micah match, which is something that I want to feel.
Yeah,
I don't want to not want to see wrestlers.
And again, though, overcoming the hate.
Yes, overcoming Konami is a big deal because Konami's been a thorn in many a side. Like the last show when she faced Hazuki, it was just a massive mess and a disappointment. But this, it didn't make up for it, but it was much nicer to see Konami get hers.
I think it was. I would give 3 on this.
Yeah, 3-star match. It was a good match.
Yeah,
and these two are solid anytime they're in the ring. Next in Blue Stars B, we had Suzu Suzuki versus Risa Sera. And this was a little dicey, is all I'll say.
Listen, on all seriousness.
Yes.
I'm worried about Risa Sera.
Me too, because we had the weirdness in the Hanan match that we talked about. And then she had a match in between that match and this one where she ended up having to stop the match and go to the hospital because she wasn't feeling well. And then midway through this match, it seemed like she started to get a little off.
We started seeing the vacant.
Yeah, like she was looking off to the side like she could feel something was wrong.
Yeah.
And she seemed a little woozy in the middle of the match.
Looked like she was going to faint.
She went and got water multiple times, like during the course of the match while they're still in the ring.
Which is horrifying.
And she didn't stop, to her credit, and that's probably because of the outcome.
Yeah.
She won this match over Suzu Suzuki, and I'm sure she didn't want to just forfeit it.
Yeah.
But it's scary to see that happen in the middle of a match. Like, you never know. What if you're holding Suzu up in a move like that air raid crash that she does to finish it, and you pass out? Like, what happens then? Somebody's going to get hurt.
Yeah, I think that we need to look. If you said she went to the doctor and they said she was fine, she's not fine.
No, it seems like if she gets to this point in a match and starts feeling like she's going to pass out or like something's wrong, then she needs obviously to get a better checkup. I mean, second opinion.
I know she's not out of shape. She does matches this length. We've seen her do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So and it's just, it was hard to watch because we were worried the entire time. We were excited about this match because it's former Prominence member versus the person that got them into wrestling, essentially.
Yeah.
The person who trained them in deathmatch and all that. And it was like this whole story thing, but it was so hard to pay attention to anything else other than, holy crap, is Risa Sera going to pass out in the middle of the ring?
And after that air raid crash, Suzu, again, didn't look as upset as you would think maybe somebody would be in the tournament, but they held up the ones,
Yeah. And backstage, Suzu did say, I was worried that you wouldn't be the Risa Sera that I remember, but you were. She was like happy about it that Risa came out to play, I guess.
Right.
Because it's Suzu. She's just like that. But Risa Sera did get 2 points here, and hopefully when we see her again on the next show, she won't look as dire.
Yeah, hopefully she gets it figured out.
I hope so.
Best of wishes. 2 stars?
2 stars, yes.
Yeah.
It just scared me too much. In the semi-main event,
oh my God,
Blue Stars A, Sariano versus Starlight Kid.
Oh dear God.
In a rematch of their white belt match.
Yeah, but I like this one better.
Oh, this was a million times better. Like the white belt match was good. Don't get me wrong, but it felt kind of like mid.
Meh.
It was like nothing really happened.
Yeah, it wasn't special.
This, they were here to fight.
Yeah, this was great.
The knee work alone in this match was magnificent. And Starlight was looking the whole time for that Black Tiger leg kill.
This was not only my favorite Sariano match in a while, it was my favorite Starlight match in a while.
Oh, yeah. It delivered on all points. You could tell that they were both out for blood, both ready to get the job done. Starlight tried her best to get that star suplex. She even kicked out of the pottering and got out of the unknown, which are things that few people can do.
This was a big time match, and
I thought for sure there for a minute that Starlight was going to win.
I thought she had it.
Yeah.
I mean, she did have it, but
that dang time limit, that 15 minutes, it's just not enough.
I did like the time limit on this one because it seemed like we were right in momentum instead of like working move to try to make it to the time limit.
Right. It was like right in the midst of the action.
Right.
There was no like they saw it coming sort of thing.
Right. They didn't have to redo
They
anything.
didn't care about the time limit. Yeah. They were just wrestling.
Yeah, no, it was great.
And it definitely feels like a step up from their last match because Sariano won that match, and now Starlight Kid was able to like contend with her for the entire 15 minutes. So maybe next time.
Oh, yeah.
Starlight might get the win.
And there has to be a next time off of time in the draw. So.
Oh, absolutely. They're totally going to meet again in the ring one-on-one.
I think it's a 4-star match.
I would give it 4 stars very generously because it was amazing.
I know it was a time limit, but it was...
it made sense.
Yeah.
I think it works for this match. That
one did, yeah.
And I was enthralled the entire match. Like I didn't come out of it at all the entire match. It was great.
Yeah, I love it.
But that brings us to our main event of the evening.
Good Lord.
Red Stars B match, Mayu Iwatani versus Momo Watanabe. Momo comes into this match on a 3-match losing streak. Mayu's won her first 2 matches. Momo needs this win or she's out. There's no coming back from this because she can only possibly get 4 points if she loses this match. So with that in mind, she comes into this match and throws everything except the kitchen sink at Mayu Iwatani. We had just hyped Momo up for not falling into the trap of using her hate compadres and weapons against her opponents. But she came out to the ring and the entire faction of hate was in her corner.
Yep.
Every single person.
We were worried right then.
It was scary looking.
Yeah.
And Mayu's over there with like Hanan and Momokogo in her corner.
Yeah.
I was like, where's the rest of Stars?
Right.
They should be out here to help seeing this. Regardless, Momo did her very best to win this match via cheating.
Yeah.
And then we saw something that we'll probably never see again out of Mayu Iwatani, who used that bat to her advantage after having it used on her, mind you.
Yeah.
She did take the bat. But she used it on Momo and was able to get to the finish, which she used that beautiful, beautiful Fubuki Rana. If you don't know what that is.
Oh my God.
It's essentially a poison Rana out of the corner, but not like you're thinking. Both people are not in the corner. One person is standing in the ring, facing the corner. Mayu is on the top rope by herself. She jumps backwards, lands on the person's shoulders, poison Rana's them backwards, and then falls into a seated pin on top of them. That is the Fubuki Rana, and it is never gonna not impress me.
If it was an Olympics thing, you win right there.
Yeah.
Like that's when the Russian girls and stuff just
the accuracy
leave.
to jump off the ropes and land on someone's shoulders
it's
perfectly.
So, you can't do it in every match.
No.
But we
haven't seen it in a while.
It's so amazing. I'm telling you right now, when this match, when Momo gets the bat, and we're like crap, and of course,
I was like,
when it first happened, Mayu Iwatani outsmarted her, right? She missed the bat. Then Mayu's up on the top, and she gets hit with the bat in the legs.
Yes.
Makes her, kind of get into the trio woe thing.
Yeah, she like fell way down.
And then, with the bats laying there, right?
Yes.
And we go through all this stuff. Mayu, when she gets the bat, when she picks the bat up, when she reaches for the bat, I'm like, oh my God, no way.
It's like unbelievable to even think about.
And when she knocks the living shit.
Oh, just nailed her with it. I think that was a lot of like pent up aggression just coming out right there.
All the fans who have to deal with all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just were living vicariously through this moment.
Oh
this moment in that bat was all of the fans' anguish and all the main events that have been screwed up and all this stuff. It was all in that bat. And when she hits that and hits
the Fubuki Rana.
Amazing.
Jesus.
Amazing finisher. Gets the 3 count.
Oh my God.
I have heard, because she is the icon,
yes.
I have heard the fans cheer for Mayu Iwatani.
Yeah.
I have heard them announce the movie and people giving the polite,
absolutely,
Mayu. I've heard that plenty of times. We all have. But this sold out Korakuen Hall chant for Mayu Iwatani.
It was glorious.
Was so loud and real and organic.
It was insane.
And just because of what she did to win this match. And it was like she wanted to win the damn match.
Yes.
She didn't want these girls to get the best of her.
Right.
And when somebody wants it, you tend to want it with them.
Yeah, it was like very vindicating for the fans that have had to sit through 3 nights of tournament action with Hate just doing their thing. And I'm sure a lot of fans were like, oh, Momo's not going to lose 4 times in a row.
Yeah.
She's going to do something. And then when she pulled out that bat, it probably let the air out of their sails. So when Mayu was able to use the bat and come back and win this match, it exploded. Everyone was so happy.
Yeah. It's because like, where are we at now? Like,
that's why we love this.
Where are we at? Because Momo, Tam.
Momo and Tam are both Dunzo in the same block. Like this Red Stars B block is a killer for people who you would think are going to win the tournament.
It's insane. And I don't know if you've seen if Momo said anything. Or...
She did, actually, in her backstage comments. She seemed upset that she lost and that she can no longer win the tournament. I'm actually just going to read what she said. Okay. She said, rather than fighting in Japan, where it's hot, there's been earthquakes and typhoons, I'll fight in America. Apparently, Monet watched my fight in June and said she wanted to fight me someday. Mercedes Monet has a good eye for this. I'll fight Monet in Washington. Just wait for me. Which is referring to Capital Collision at the end of the month. So I guess Momo Watanabe is heading to America to try her luck there against the NJPW Strong Women's Champion.
Wow.
Which is insane.
It really
crazy.
Is. It really is. But, I mean, Jesus, it's such a great... I mean, listen, again, go out of your way.
Oh, God.
To see it. And it's just for that finish alone.
Everything about this match, like the build for it throughout the entire match and just the emotions tied to it. Yeah. It's got to be up there.
Yeah. I mean, it's because of the interference and stuff, I would say it's more than 4, right?
It's definitely like a good, like, 4.5 probably.
Yeah, just because, I mean...
That finish deserves it.
You'll remember it forever.
Yeah.
If you're a fan.
And seeing Mayu Iwatani after the match, talking to the fans, talking about how she's won all her matches so far. She's going to come back. She's going to win the entire 5-Star Grand Prix, be the first 2-time winner. And then in her closing, instead of doing the typical "We Are Stars," the entire crowd yelling "We Are Iwatani Mayu" with her. Just, it gives me chills.
Yeah.
I loved it so much.
It's so vindicating.
It feels like the beginning of something outrageous and amazing. And I'm so excited.
I think that everybody wanted to have Mayu Iwatani like this. I think that they've wanted it for a long time. Everybody likes to back a winner.
Absolutely.
And when you can't trust that your winner is going to be a winner, it's hard to have a chicken dinner. And,
absolutely.
And we gave everybody a chicken dinner, and it was provided by Mayu Iwatani. Mm-hmm. They're all full. And they want more of it because it tasted really good.
Yeah, and the rest of Mayu's tournament, her final 3 matches, are going to be so fun because she's just running straight through the O2 crew. Azumi, Mei Seira, Tomoka Inaba. Her last 3 matches.
Dear God.
So I have a feeling she's just going to be having the time of her life. Like, going through these matches. And having Tomoka Inaba on the last night is such a cool match to save for the finals of the block tournament, especially if Tomoka continues as she is and it has stakes, like deciding factor kind of weight to it.
So yeah, she has most of the O2 crew there.
Yes, all the O2 crew from her block, which is a lot for one block. But
imagine if she runs through all those.
Imagine if she goes undefeated, which at this point is totally believable. And like, I would totally be on top of that. I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. Mayu Iwatani didn't lose in the 5-Star Grand Prix this year. But why don't we talk about the current standings?
Yes.
For the 5-Star Grand Prix. And it's a little weird because of the way it's been. We've had 4 Red Stars nights so far and only 3 Blue Stars nights. And because of the way the buys work, some people have only had 2 matches so far. Some people have had 4, like Momo Watanabe. So it's still all a little uneven. But currently, in Red Stars A, we've got Micah sitting pretty on top with undefeated with 6 points.
Right.
Because she's undefeated, she could still possibly get 12 points. Manami, second place with 5 points. Looking good. She still has the ability to get 9 points if she wins her last 2 matches. Konami and Hazuki and Natsupoi all have 4 points. And they're all still looking really good in the tournament. Ruaka only has 1 point because of her draw with Manami. She can only get 5 points still at this point, which basically knocks her out because Manami already has 5 points and they drew, so there might be some kind of tiebreaker there, but I don't think she's going to be in contention long with that score count.
Right.
And Yuna Mizumori with 0 points, surprisingly still in the running because she could still get 6 points. She still has 3 matches left to go.
Right.
So it's not all hope is lost for Yuna yet. If she loses one more time, it will be, but not yet. So that's Red Stars A. Red Stars B, at the top of the pack, we have Mayu Iwatani, of course, undefeated. But with 6 points, just like Mayu, we have Azumi and Tomoka Inaba, who have each had 1 more match than Mayu, but each of them have 2 draws. So that makes up 2 of their points.
Right.
So where Mayu can get 12 points still, Azumi and Tomoka can only get 10 possible points. So those 3 are all tied for the first place of Red Stars B. Mei Seira is in the second place with 4 points. Saya Ida has 2 points. And then Tam Nakano and Momo Watanabe both have 0. Momo only has 2 matches left, so she can only get 4, which completely kills her chances. And Tam Nakano has 3 matches left, which could give her 6 points, but she's lost to Mayu and Azumi. So even if even if they lost the rest of their matches and she matches them, she can't. There's no way that she can beat the tiebreaker to make it to the top. In Blue Stars A, Shiri is in the lead with 4 points.
Yes.
Sariano and Starlight Kid have 3 points each. Anna J has 2 points. Miyu Amasaki has 2 points. Xena has 2 points, and Koguma has 2 points. So the Blue Stars are still very much up in the air because they still have so much left to go.
Absolutely.
Like Koguma still has 5 of her matches left.
Right.
Or, sorry, 4 of her matches left. She's only had 2 matches so far, which is crazy to think that we could have people that far apart on how many matches they've had. But Shiri leading the pack still by a little, but she's still leading.
Right.
And then in Blue Stars B, Saya Kamatani is in front with 4 points. She's undefeated, so she could still possibly get that 12-pointer.
Right.
Which is totally possible with her. Suzu Suzuki and Hanan are in second place, each with 3 points. And then everyone else, Rana Yagami, Risa Sera, Saki Kashima, and Tekla all have 2 points. So, crazy.
Out of who's left, for me, the most likely winners, and just, block wise, I would say Micah in Red Stars A. I got Micah, Hazuki, and Natsupoi are still the ones for me.
Absolutely.
Red Stars B, and of course the points go with this, but Mayu Iwatani and Azumi for me are the only
option.
The only options.
Yeah, because even if it gets down to the wire, I think Mayu Iwatani versus Tomoka Inaba would decide like which one of them was going to go to the final. So I don't think they can both go.
Tomoka Inaba is not going to beat Mayu Iwatani.
No, probably not.
Think.
No.
The Blue Stars A, I still think that Shuri, Sayanu, and Starlight Kid are all very game.
They're all in
for
the
this,
mix
and I'm
still.
still looking for Starlight Kid to do something special. The Blue Stars B, Saya Kamatani, and Hanan. I still haven't given up hope on Hanan.
Me either. I mean,
it's going to be hard.
She still has a chance.
But absolutely. I mean, do you have any others in there that are?
No, I think you're pretty right on with your picks. I don't think there's anyone else that I would put up there. I mean, obviously, I would love for Suzu to be in the running, but
I don't think it's going to happen this year.
No, probably not. I mean, Hanan still has Rana Yagami, Tekla, and Saya Kamatani, so
yeah,
it's totally believable that she could win.
Yeah, but
all or most of those matches.
Two of those really hard, but yeah.
So, next night, night 5, happens on August 17th. It's in Kyoto at our favorite venue.
I love that.
With the massive stained glass window.
Amazing.
It's happening at 1 p.m. Japan time, 12 a.m. Eastern.
Yay.
So midnight show, not as hardcore as 4 a.m. It's a Blue Stars show because Blue Stars is behind one night. We will see in Blue Stars A, Sariano versus Miyu Amasaki.
Yes.
And I'm going to just go ahead and pick Sariano to win this match.
I'm not.
You're not going to pick Sari? You think Miyu's going to win in her hometown?
I think my Miyu Amasaki's going to win this.
She is a Kyoto girl, so she'll have the crowd behind her.
It's going to happen.
Starlight Kid taking on Koguma.
Oh no.
Oh, bear versus tiger. It's tale's old as time.
Wow. Well, it's too bad for that poor bear.
Oh, I know. It's sad that Starlight Kid is going to tear her apart.
Starlight Kid had a date with Destiny. So.
And a match I'm really excited about.
Oh my God, this match.
Xena versus Anna Jay.
Well, can we win on this one?
I think we will win regardless.
Oh my God, they can call it in the ring.
It's so hard too to pick between these two because I feel like in regards to like tournament standings, they're very even in my mind, but it's tough. I think I'm going to pick Xena to win.
Yeah, I think we're
due for a Xena win.
Yeah.
She's had a loss and a win so far, so.
Yeah, let's get a Xena win on this.
In Blue Stars B, Saya Kamatani will take on Rana Yagami, and I imagine Rana will be just as vitriolic in this match as she was against Tekla.
Nice to use the word vitriolic, but yeah, Saya Kamatani's got this.
Yeah, she's going to use that against Rana.
Yeah, Saya all the way, man.
Hanan versus Tekla.
This is going to be one of those that
it's a scary match.
It is a scary
for Hanan.
It's a scary match for Hanan, but I honestly think that she's going to find a way to put Tekla down.
I think so too. I think she has the size advantage. She has the strength advantage. I think she's going to overcome anything that Tekla throws at her with some impeccable selling and win the match.
Yeah, I definitely see this one happening.
And then Risa Sera versus Saki Kashima.
Saki Kashima.
I think I'm going to go for a second win for old Saki as well.
Yeah,
I think Saki's going to get one.
I think that no matter what was the game plan going into this, to give Risa Sera a little bit of a rest.
You think they're going to do another flash pin?
I think we do a flash pin is the smartest move. I mean, because people expect it anyway.
Yeah.
It's smart money. You go out there for 20 seconds.
Yeah, and then you don't have to get into the danger zone. Mm-hmm. I just want Saki to win, honestly. Yeah. I'm like all about it.
Yeah.
I love Saki. So that's going to be a fun night. I love Blue Stars night because it's not as hate heavy as the Red Star nights.
Right.
And there's so many amazing wrestlers in Blue Stars.
Yeah, and the multi-mans will be amazing.
Yes, we'll get to see some of the non-competitors from Blue Stars and maybe a few Red Stars people will make an appearance. And that's going to be so much fun. But we had a blast watching this Korakuen Hall show. If you haven't seen it, it's totally worth watching, especially those last two matches. Yeah. If you were just going to go watch a couple, the semi-main and the main event are well worth your time.
Absolutely.
And after the main event with Mayu's little speech and everything, it was so good.
And thank you guys that have got in with us during this tournament. We appreciate all of it, and
keeping up with us while we're keeping up with the tournament.
Be sure to spread the word out there. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Yes, at Wrestling Is Her on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Reddit, on YouTube. All the places at Wrestling Is Her, wherever you like to listen or watch or follow. And we've been live tweeting these shows because we can't help ourselves. We have to watch live because we love it so much. And we hope you enjoyed this review of Night 4. And thank you for listening. I'm Raja. He's John. And we'll see you next time on Wrestling Is Her.
Bye.